Alright, so let's go over pinning combinations. One of the things that a lot of BJJ people, at least initially where they're weaker on, is being able to pin. So I was talking about this last time, but let's kind of actually explore this more. There's a difference between me pinning you versus me isolating a position out for a sub. So if I'm pinning you, it's mainly to stop you from being able to get out from underneath me. Now, whenever we pin, think about it this way: from the side of your ribs all the way across your chest to the opposite side of your ribs. These are where I actually pin you at. So, for instance, if I'm say here, I'm not pinning him at all, and in fact, he can actually turn his hips out that way. Go ahead. No. That way, yes. And see how I'm dropping down. He couldn't even go to like a crucifix here or something. And the reason why I'm going over it this way, you have a lot of the people that don't really get what the definition of a pin is. It's whenever I'm using from like the ribs all the way to like the front part of your body to basically pin him within position here. Okay, so I have to be facing him. Pin wise, again, I'm not as big of a fan of having my knee by his shoulder and one knee by his hips if I'm actually pinning you to control you. Submission wise, yes, this is like great here, but if I'm actually pinning you, I'm not as big of a fan because go ahead and put your frames in here. So because right here he can use his elbow as he actually bridges, go ahead and bridge it, and he can actually move me down from that. And it's because essentially I'm being a bar and he's bench pressing me now. Okay, so because of that, whenever he's fresh, he has power, etc. I don't want to deal with that. If you're one of these people that loves to live and die within the scramble, you can, because you notice even whenever he did this too, he will have to extend his arms at some point. I can then take advantage of that, sure. But I'm personally not a person that likes to live and die by the scramble. So instead of me being within the whole bench press zone, which again, right here, so basically if you're making a T, you're within bench press zone, I want to be here, where I'm going to go from his hip to his shoulder. So my head is in alignment then with his shoulder here. My knee is then going to be right underneath his butt cheek here. This knee is then halfway up his ribs here. So we'll be here. Okay? Now the reason why I will be this way, go ahead and put your frames in again. I'm here when I'm hugging. This also lets me keep weight, or rather put like a wedge at his hip line. So now, as I'm hugging myself in, go ahead and actually, go. It's harder for him to actually go because I have weight on his hips, but I'm also stopping his hip moving out. So if you guys are getting people to put you back into guard a lot, you're like, well, what the hell is actually happening? It's happening because if I'm here, look where the position of the elbow is even. Move your hips away. Good. See, it's harder for me to actually stop that. Now, can I really just kind of grind on? Sure, but if it's say tournament, like I've had friends like being out like at Pan Am's where they started competing at like 9 a.m. and then they went all the way to 8 p.m. at night, and there's no break. So whenever these things actually happen, I can't sit here and just hold super tight literally every last match for damn near like 11 hours. It's just not possible. So I've got to use my body angles. Because again, look, nobody puts a bar this way across and goes, okay, bench press. Biomechanically, it just doesn't actually work. So we're here, and I'll even put like the hand here too, and I'm hugging, and I'm pulling my knee to my elbow. The elbow stops at the hip here, and I'm pulling that knee in. And if you look, I'm taking his hips out of alignment too. Go ahead and actually get away. It's hard for him to be able to get away whole time. Now, this is just on the initial control here. So whenever you're pinning too, there's the initial controlling pin, And then there's what I like to call the spiking pressure. The spiking pressure means essentially within his ribs. Again, we touched on this on Monday. We will go over it more today. I am basically spiking myself into your ribs here. So over here, if you look, this lines me up because now if I extend my right leg, it lets me connect rib to rib, and you can look at his face here, and I'm still keeping a knee down. Okay, so my knee's behind his leg. It puts me here. My rib then essentially sits right here, basically right below his hip line. But whenever I turn, I cut into here. So there should be a rolling cut feel. And what'll happen is you will basically feel his low rib and it stops you on like the turn. So that's the general feel that you want here. So when we're here again, I extend and we roll, and I would stop right here. And I'm keeping this back foot low, sorry, the knee low though, but the foot's actually engaged here. He's not having fun here.
Not at all.
I'm still facing him a little bit though. But whenever I step this leg up, about windshield wipering out and then turning it, you see how now it turns my ribs to him, so now I'm cutting it to him. So from here, my hand, I could be trying to go right here. He'll probably try to actually stop me from getting like underneath his head though, so he'll probably bring this up, that's fine. That's when we'll grab a hold, and that's where I can switch. And now I'm playing more of the classical case of positions here. If you look, my butt's not on the ground at all either. It's my ribs that are rolling into him.
Not fun.
Okay? So again, his ribs are there, but your landing pad's gonna be right here. Now, once we get here, plus though, why do we actually do this? You will always face people that are super athletic, strong, they're bigger, etc. There's not a single big guy even that I've put here that I've not tamed. And I'm not saying that as be air again here. It's just literally, I'm on your stomach right here, right underneath your ribs. It's hard to breathe. You can take children even. You can let kids run all around, jump all around on you. But if they say just get right there, and let's say if they start bouncing, we always get like annoyed and we want to move kids off. Why? Because again, that hurts. Now imagine now you have someone that's over 200 pounds, or you can be 170, like whatever. But I'm driving my feet off and I'm turning my body into you this way right here, and I'm gonna hold out. So whenever we are within these pin modes, I'm not tapping you at all. I don't really care about actually tapping you. All I'm doing is actually taming you. That's it. And if you're having a hard time getting submissions on certain people because they're super explosive and all, you have to tame that person first. Forget about trying to actually get a quick sub. If they're going to be dumb and just give you like an arm like this way, give like a neck line, take it of course, but otherwise they'll tame the person first. So again, position 1, just for if I just pass you, etc., I'm settling in here. Okay, this is going to be position 1. Position 2 though is whenever it's instead of me being front chest to chest, I want ribs to basically belly. That's when we'll extend out and we'll turn and we're right here. And again, we can be here, we can be here. See how I'm taking the lace grip? This works. I can be hugging. Doesn't matter. You play around with it. You figure out whatever the hell you want now. Second position here though is when we'll switch out into our Keza. And this is the second one in terms of me still going rib to rib here. And I'm still turning, so I'm not here, so my hips are not facing up this way. I'm turning my hips basically towards his shoulder here. Boom. And you'll feel how his body, it's like a rolling effect, and you'll feel how his ribs push back into you. As soon as they push back into you, stop. And then, as he tries to go away from me, go ahead. I want my hips into him the whole time. And it doesn't matter. It's a matter of time now before he actually breaks. Okay? So again, from using your ribs, I'm trying to be nice here, but using your ribs right now and cutting it to him, I'll switch out from here. And I like this one because this one gives me a little bit more mobility here, but whenever I switch my feet in place though, I'm purely spiking now. Okay? Option 3. This hand comes underneath his arm this way. You go 1, 2. We're going to switch out. Okay? So, there are 2 ways to actually play this one here. The first one is, I'm putting my belly on his shoulder here. If you look too, I'm also taking his arm out of general alignment. But let's say hypothetically if his arm's here too. If he can't make the shoulder rise, push. Now push arm. See, he can't really do much if there's a weight on that shoulder. Now if I'm here, go ahead and push. See how he can actually move me though. Because his shoulder has to actually come up.
Like Bulgarian, that kind of workout.
Yeah, it's like if you're doing a Turkish stare out here. Okay, I have to kill his shoulder. So in theory, I've already killed one shoulder. Okay, so whenever we make this switch, we're killing one shoulder. We're still going to work on that diagonal here. So if you look, I'll open this leg up. I've extended the opposite one, but I'm putting my pin pressure on his shoulder right here. This hand blocks out his hips. There's no way in hell that he can get a guard on me by going around this way. This is his only option. So if he drops down, if I'm being lazy, he's got a guard back, he can now pull me out of here. Exactly. So we'll keep the hand here to block him out. Here we go here. Now go ahead and actually get out. Again, it's hard because I essentially have stapled one shoulder on the ground, and then I'm keeping the other one here. And again, if you look, my knees are not on the ground here. So because of that, he can bear my weight more. And now, so that's option 1 whenever it comes to being like right here, whenever we do our sit-outs. The second one is when I come here. So you see how I still have this arm here? And my ribs are going into him here, but look, I'm not just gonna keep looking this way. We turn back into him, and you're using your feet here to push yourself into his ribs. You stick right there. This knee comes right here again. Okay, very important detail here. This knee has got it has to stay here. Because of that, I can even take this arm and I can hook on the inside too to help pull myself in as I'm winding myself into my partner. Because if the leg's out, he can drop down, get this half guard, my back's open, this is not good, this is terrible. Exactly. So because of that, I'm stopping that. Because I'm keeping this shoulder right here. Okay, on the turn. My knee stays here, and now look, I'm circling my hips back into his armpit here. We can have this arm either grabbing a hole, or we can go wrist wash in, just to actually keep him right here. You'll normally see this as the ability to actually move to like a top pin though, but we'll actually just stick it out right here. What's great about this too, a lot of people then, this arm is actually isolated. It makes people have to do stupid things, which means his arms ain't gonna be coming up. Now you give me the Kimura that I really want though. So that's another option.
And that pressure is way worse than like the beginning, the first 10.
To me, that's one of the worst pressures because it gives you the illusion that you can actually get out.
Yeah, I don't even know where your legs are, so trying to go this way,
Right.
it's like,
And I have the ability to go in and out whenever I actually want to here. Next one, this is one that in general a lot of BJJ guys are not going to be good at. Judo guys are really good at this one. Wrestlers are really good at this one too. That's pinned from north south. So I don't want to be here because essentially, in theory, I have inside arm position here. In reality, he can then take his hands, put them underneath my armpits, and then go ahead and bridge and then yeah, exactly. And now he can get his legs in. Okay? What I want, one of two things. Either I'm gonna have one arm in and one arm over, or I'm gonna have both under the end. And we can be here just to show ways of how I'm actually getting within it. But we're here, turning, and now I'm coming here. If you look, what happened? I have one arm underneath and then one arm over. So whenever I'm here, okay, again, the danger is, okay, but David, he can get to like my back. He can try if you do nothing on the shoulders. For him to be able to come up, he has to be able to roll up onto his shoulders. Then, which means one thing, his shoulders have to be flat. So what happens then whenever I make your shoulders round? You can't really do it. Then especially if I can put your head on my thigh. So whenever I'm here, what I try to do is this. The side that you have your shoulder on, we pick that up, and we're going to walk this way. And get the head right here. Okay, now we'll come in right here. Now, go ahead and get my back and all. So in a few times, I will probably stay on my knees more. My head spikes you right here. He can't get his feet to the hips because he can't really roll up onto his shoulder, because if you look right here, if I keep his head right here, it's keeping the shoulders off the mat. He can't, like, he literally cannot physically roll here.
Offline too.
Right. He literally can't actually get there. So there is no roll up here. So I can actually hang out right here for a second and just pin down right here. I pull the elbows in too. Good. And again, as soon as he actually gets tired or whatever, if you look, I have my choke options. Like the arm in choke that we were actually talking about like on Monday. I have options for the more. You step over for the arm bar, whatever. Doesn't matter. But I'm making him desperate by making him have to do like these things here where he's like, what the hell do I actually have to do to actually get out? If you're good at pinning, and mind you, from like there, I can even go on like this side and do the same type of side control pins too. When you get good at pinning, you'll make people want to break. So this is why you will have people, they always have stories about they roll with either their teacher or a high level guy like within the gym whenever they're first starting out, and the person weighs like 150 pounds and they go, somehow they go weigh like 300 pounds on top of me. This is basically what they are actually doing here, okay? They're putting their weight as such to where as you move, I'm sinking in and sinking in and I'm sinking in and I'm sinking in. That's why they never actually tap you out early. They're basically breaking you. Because you're doing all this stuff in terms of just really spitting out power. And again, that's a normal thing. Everyone actually goes through that. But in the end though, if I put pressure on you, you'll break. Okay, so don't like, whenever you hear people talk about jiu-jitsu especially, they talk about it being like water against like a rock. And the water's flowing, just going in, and then eventually it just cuts through rock. That's how you should be thinking about pinning. Okay, and this is all with side. This does not include me going knee on belly. See the winch though, tip, just to show, like this right here. This is not knee on belly here. This is shin. Your knee should be the kneecap driving. So I know that his belly button's right here. It should be driving that way. So whenever I'm here, this is the knee on belly. Look at his face here. This is shin. You can deal with this. I'm not saying that it doesn't suck. You can actually deal with it. I want you instead to pick up your heel on this side right here and drive your kneecap in as you're turning your kneecap forward this way. This is a real knee on belly. Especially with like the gi, it's that way. It's not this here. This is not knee on belly. This is just shin.
I can still like breathe, kind of talk.
Right. So it has to be your knee in, step, turn that knee in. Yeah. See, this is not comfortable here. And now it makes them do stupid things. Because again, pressure makes people do stupid things. And that's the easiest way to get submissions on people. Okay? I'm trying to think about this right here. So whenever you want to do this in terms of just learning it in general, I say start off here. Well, we'll put a knee here. And mind you, this is a weird thing to actually get over, but again, I want to be on this whole diagonal here. I want your chin to be in line with this shoulder. This knee's here. Your elbow's going to be here, hugging. Okay? As he wants to get away, walk your hips in. And then from here, start to switch out however you want here. And then just pin. Keep going, yeah. And if you look down, we move to like another old school one. 2 hands went one side. My chin's on the opposite side though. And we're right here again. There's no sub yet. Now we're here again. And you can go back and forth with that just to get the whole mobility aspect, and ask your partner too, can they really breathe well? Because if they can't, it gets a lot harder then for them to defend against subs now. Because again, everyone's a gangster whenever they're fresh, but once you actually get tired, people become paper kittens essentially. All right, so Monday we will go back to gi words now. That will probably do. We will probably do side control stuff with the gi. So we'll actually keep up with like the same thing. Remember too, Wednesdays is always question and answer. So if you actually have them, get them ready. We'll actually go through them. Otherwise, see you guys later. Bye.